not starting. Oh, there. Now it's starting. All right. Camera, action.
Hi Alex, how are you today?
I'm very good, Miss Kim. How are you?
Well, how are you feeling?
I don't know. I don't know what to explain right now.
Okay.
I'm nervous and I'm anxious. I want to know what's going on.
Okay. So what we found on your x-ray is that you have something called Paget's disease. Sorry. And Paget's disease is actually really common in people who are older. So your onset is fairly early. Do you have any family history of Paget's disease? Have you ever heard of it?
I'm not really aware of.
Okay, because usually if the onset is in younger people, younger than 50, we usually think there's a family history, but it's not always that way, so you could very well be the first person in your family. But essentially what it is it's an overgrowth of bone, and it can be in one area or it can be all over your skeleton. For you, it was just in one area, and it was in your femur, which is the big bone right here in your thigh. And I don't know if you're aware of how bones work, but let me show you something here. Okay, so here's a bone. This is the top of the femur, okay, where you go into your hip, okay? What happens is bone, there's things called osteoclasts. There's things called osteoclasts, and what they do is they break away at bone. Okay, this is a natural process. Breaks away at bone. And then osteoblasts come in and they fill in the bone again. So our bones are always regenerating, new bone, right here at the head of the bones.
Okay.
That's natural. Now in Paget's disease, what happens is there's an overproduction of osteoclasts.
Okay.
So basically these osteoclasts are working overtime and they break away at all this bone. So the osteoblasts follow and they fill in this bone. Okay? So as they keep working, the osteoblasts follow and fill in the bone.
Okay.
So essentially what happens is you get this overgrowth of bone.
Okay.
This bone is not very strong. This overgrowth, it's weak because of how fast the remodeling happened. It didn't have time to strengthen. So this is quite weak, weak bone here. You're at risk of fractures in this area. Sometimes it could cause pain if this outgrowth is pressing on a nerve.
Okay.
If you don't have any pain right now, that's great. We don't have to treat you with anything. Of course, it's something to keep an eye on. If you do have pain in that hip, we can certainly treat you for pain. But this probably will not cause too much problem in your life. It's usually asymptomatic, meaning not a lot of patients really have pain. It's something that we found on your x-ray because you were having a baby, and we saw your hip bone, but that's just an incidental finding, meaning we were looking at the baby and we saw your hip. But you really don't need any more follow-up on this. You'll just, if you do develop pain, you'll let us know. We can send you to an orthopedist. We can put you on pain medication. But usually patients that have Paget's disease live a long, healthy life, pass away from something unrelated very much later in life. So you might never hear of this again in your life.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about if I won't be able to walk?
No. Sometimes as you get older, you can have deformities because these bones are, since they're not so strong, they can sort of bend. I don't know if you've seen older people that have bowed legs. That can happen usually if they have the problem down by their knees. They can bow out like that. For you, you probably won't have an issue, but it's hard to say. I mean, as you get older, you might notice different gait.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Kim.
All right, any questions?
Oh, I think that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
And